Hey, travel content creator, are you ready to turn your passion for exploring the world into a steady income? Imagine getting paid while you share your travel stories and adventures online. It's not just a dream, it's a reality. I'm going to show you exactly how to monetize your travel blog using ad revenue in this continuing series. So whether you're just starting out or already have a growing audience, leveraging ad revenue can transform your blog from a mere hobby into a real income stream. From banner ads to in-content ads, even video ads. Doesn't make any sense now, but I'm going to explain all that to you. I'm breaking down everything so you know how to get the cash flowing going and how to get your blog monetized. Let's go. Okay. So my name is Kerwin and I'm a travel blogger, and this is another in the series of how to monetize your travel log. Ad revenue is actually a really good source that's out there. I've been doing it for I don't know how many years now, and this is my second company I'm using, and so far so good. So we're going to talk about that, and let me share my screen again because I always forget to share my screen. And so we're going to talk about monetizing your travel blog with ad revenue, maximize earnings through effective ad placements. So what are we going to cover today? What is ad revenue? Types of ads for travel content creators, benefits of incorporating ads on your blog, challenges and limitations of ad revenue, how to optimize your ads for better results, ad networks to consider for your blog. And all right, so let's jump right into it. And we're going to talk about what is ad revenue. So ad revenue refers to the income you generate by displaying advertisements on your blog or other content platforms. The more visitors and impressions you get, the more potential earnings. Now, I know some people hate ads, and platforms like Google and uh, I guess Apple on their phones have done things so you don't get bombarded by ads. But you see ads everywhere. They're on TV, they're on your internet. If you're on social media, the ads are everywhere. And one of the things too, and we're going to talk about this, not in this class, but we're going to talk about how you can actually create your own ads to generate traffic to your website. So how does it work? Ad networks such as Google AdSense display relevant ads on your site, and you earn money based on impressions. And you're going to hear people talk about CPM or CPCs, and I'm going to explain that. So it's cost per mil or clicks, which is cost per clicks, which is CPC. So CPA is the first one that you're going to hear about, which is cost per acquisition, where publishers earn when a conversion happens. So let's say this is like an affiliate thing, right? Where you set up an affiliate link on your website, and when someone clicks on it and they go and buy something, you get something. That's a cost per acquisition. There's cost per clicks, which is someone can click on your link. They don't have to buy anything, but you earn something. There's also cost per meal, which your publishers earn for every 1,000 impressions. So which means that, if you have a 5,000 impressions, and your rate was maybe 5 CPM, you'd get like $5 or something like that, right? So that's kind of how the industry works. So just remember CPA, cost per acquisition, CPC, cost per click, and CPM, cost per mil. CPM is probably the one you're going to hear the most. All right, types of ads for travel content creators. They're banner ads. These are the ones that you probably see these all the time. They're one of the most common types of display advertising. They're typically rectangular or square and appears in various locations on your blog. And here's an example of what a banner ad looks like. This is one that you usually see at the top of your placements. Placed at the top of our page or just below the header, these ads are highly visible and generally have higher click-through rates, but can take up prime space on your blog. Sidebar ads. These are the ones that you see in the little side thing appearing on the left side or right side of your screen. And these ads are less intrusive, but still visible to readers that scroll through your content. Photo ads. Photo ads sometimes looks just like the banner ads, but there are some now that just fits at the bottom of the content, and the content looks like it's flowing into it. Or you may see them when you read an article, you'll see them at the bottom of the article. Pros, the ads, they're highly visible if placed at the top or side of your site. Simple to implement using ad networks like Google AdSense. Allows multiple ads on one page where they have a header, a footer, or a side. Cons, they may result in banner blindness because people are accustomed to seeing them there. So they come to the page, the ads are there, but they don't really see them. And it can slow down your website, leading to, if you don't install them properly. But the ad networks do help you in doing that, and they're very, very good at making sure that the ads don't really affect your website performance. There's also in-content ads. Now these are woven into the content. So you're reading something and this ad shows up. It's the same color as the text you were reading before, and it's the same color as the page you're reading. So it's basically blends right into the page and it looks like a part of the content. Placements. You can do inline ads, mid-post ads, or end-of-post ads. So this is just a matter of where these ads can go. And these are the inline ads. Pros, high engagement since they appear within the content flow. And so it looks like it's a part of the content. Readers are more likely to click these ads compared to sidebar ads because they're within the content that they're reading. And they work on desktop and mobile. Now, all these ads will work on desktop and mobile. Their publishers are very good now, especially on mobile, because you have so many people using mobile. Cons, they may disrupt the reading experience if not placed strategically, and overusing in-content ads can make your post feel cluttered or overly commercial. Best practice, use 1 or 2 in-content ads per post to avoid overwhelming your readers. Experiment with placing ads after the first few paragraphs or in natural breaks for the content. The ad networks actually take care of this for you, and you have settings that you can do so you can have more or less and things like that. Video ads. These are actually really good and they pay really well. Video ads can either be embedded in your blog or displayed as pre-roll, mid-roll, or post-roll. Pre-roll just says, before the content starts, mid-roll in the middle of the content, post-roll at the end of the content. Or you can see like here, this little box here, this little black box here. This is the page, and then this box is where the video is, and the video will show up there. You see this a lot because this is like an industry setup. Placements, we talk about pre-roll video. These play before your video content begins. They're effective because viewers must watch at least a few seconds before skipping. And you get paid, for, I guess, how long somebody watches. Mid-roll, these are played during the video, often at natural breaks, similar to a TV commercial, and they have high engagement but may interrupt the viewing experience. Post-roll plays after the video has ended, typically capturing viewers who stick around until the end. So these are just the ads that are actually inside the video, but there's also some videos that the video itself is actually the ad. Pros, highly effective since video content often captures more attention than text or static ads, suitable for video-heavy platforms like YouTube or Vimeo, and can generate higher CPMs compared to static ads. Because you'll see these things in the, like you go to watch a YouTube video, and the first thing you see is the ad. And you can't skip it, you can't do anything until like 3 or 4 seconds in, and you get the little skip button, and then you can skip it if you need to. Cons may be seen as disruptive, especially if the viewer is not expecting a mid-roll ad. But that's the whole idea, right? Requires video content on your blog, which may not be feasible for every travel blogger. But you have a phone, and you should be doing video content anyway if you're a travel blogger. So you should not have any issues of not having any video content at all. Best practice, if you create travel vlogs or videos, use pre-roll and mid-roll ads sparingly to avoid disrupting your audience's viewing experience. Ensure the ads are relevant to your video content for higher engagement. In some ad networks, you can actually tell them what type of ads you want and what type of ads you don't want, which is always good to know. Okay, native ads. Native ads blend seamlessly into your content, making them less obtrusive than traditional ads. They're almost like the in content ad. This can be sponsored posts, related articles, or even product recommendation that align with the interest of your readers. This is really good for sponsored content, so you can actually write an article, 10 best travel gadgets. And we talked about, there's a whole section about sponsored content. So let me put a link somewhere up here, probably over my right shoulder, I think. So you can go take a look at that. There's in-feed ads, ads that appear within your blog feed or article, matching the style and tone of your content. Or you can do recommended widgets. These are ads that appear at the end of your blog post under related articles, or you may also like, because you've seen this before. Pros, high engagement because they blend with the rest of the content, less disruptive than traditional banner. Because if you're doing like a sponsored post, the entire thing is an ad. So works well with affiliate marketing strategies that can promote products or services your audience will find valuable. Cons, requires careful integration to maintain transparency and user trust. Native ads should always be clearly labeled as ads or sponsored content. And we talk about FTC regulation in the United States, the Federal Trade Commission, that requires you actually to tell the reader that this is what they're seeing as an ad. Again, in other countries, this may be different, so you may want to check what the requirements are. Best practices, incorporate native ads that naturally align with your blog's content and audience. For example, a blog post about packing tips for a long-haul flight could feature native ads for packing cubes or travel-sized toiletries. So, it's ads that make sense. Okay, pop-up or overlay ads. Pop-up or overlay ads appear on the top of your content, often requiring you to close the ad before continuing. You'll see this come up all the time. They'll pop up, the ad will start and have a little X. And sometimes the little X is delayed because they want you to see a certain amount of the ad before the little X shows up. Enter pop-up display as soon as the user lands on your website. Um, these, I think you should always give it a little time, but sometimes it's the ad networks that figure this out. Scrolled, trigger, pop-up. That means as soon as you're scrolling down and you get to a certain point, the ad will show up. Exit intent pop-up. These are the ones that show up when you're leaving for the ads. It's like, hey, you're leaving, but you didn't buy whatever you wanted to buy. Let me give you a thing, or here is something on it, right? And so that's how that will show up. This is also a technique that you can use if you're trying to get subscribers. You can do an exit intent pop. Pros, they're highly visible, ensuring that all visitors see the ad because they'll take over the entire screen. Can be effective at building email lists, promoting sales, or showcasing special offers, like I was just saying. Cons can be intrusive and negatively impact user experience, may lead to high bounce rates if overused or poorly timed. What I've found is you will get some complaints, but it's not a lot of complaints. And people understand that you're trying to make money because the content is free, and so they're usually okay with it. Best practices, use pop-up ads sparingly and only for high-value offers. Exit intent pop-ups tend to have a better user experience than immediate pop-ups because they don't disrupt the user's interaction with your content. All right, we're going to talk about newsletter ads. Newsletter ads is an excellent way to make money. There's a whole section that I talk about newsletters. So obviously, you can't use newsletter ads if you don't have newsletter. Newsletter ads is one of the reasons why I switched my providers because ConvertKit, which is now Kit, didn't have newsletter ads. And this company came along called Beehive, and Beehive had newsletter ads. So I started to use Beehive. Now Kit has ads, so you can do ads on Kit. These are the only two that I know of so far. I know there are probably others, but these are the two that are really good. Now, newsletter ads are advertisements that you feature within the email newsletter itself. And you've seen these, and I'll show you examples. These can be banners, product mentions, or native ads placed within the content of your email. Since your newsletter goes directly to subscribers, these ads have the potential for high engagements compared to other ad types. Now, one of the things I don't understand is with some brands, you talk to them and they they will pay you for a campaign that could potentially reach X number of people, but not necessarily, right? But you have a newsletter with 10,000 people, click-through rate of like 50%, so half of them will see it. And then, I'm sorry, open rate of about 50%. And then you have like a click-through rates of 4, 5, 6%, depending on what the offer is. And they don't see this as a better deal than putting it on social media and getting likes, especially if your audience is tailored. Like if this is the audience that they want, you should be jumping on this. Uh, but anyway, I'm preaching to the I'm that's my I'm off my soapbox. Okay, types of newsletter ads. They're banner ads. Image-based ads placed at the top, middle, or bottom of your newsletter, and banners can showcase products, promotions, or services. Best for sponsored campaign where brands want strong visual representation. Sometimes you can't really tell where the ad should show up because the newsletter company controls that. So like, and I'll show you some in mine. The ads they show at the top, but you can also put some in the middle depending on what it is what you have. So I'll show you. In content ads, text-based or visual ads embedded within the newsletter content. For example, a small ad that reads "Sponsored by" with a brief description of the brand's product. Best for keeping ads subtle and maintaining a seamless flow of content. Dedicated ad. So one of the things that I offer brands is I could send an entire email, and the email is just for you. Now, it's an email that I know my readers are like because my readers are travelers. So let's say I want to talk about a particular destination. I could write an entire email about that particular destination, and it's an ad, but to my readers, it's content and it's proper content. It is telling them everything they need to know about this particular destination, which is what they need, but it's an ad because the brand has paid me to do this email. And so this is something that you could think about. You could think about. It's a bit of a paid sponsorship. Uh, Pros of newsletter ads, the emails have a high engagement rates, and because they're sent directly to the subscribers who are genuinely interested in your content. Higher click-through rates, since newsletter targets a loyal audience, they often generate higher click-through rates compared to a website ad. If I just send a newsletter about a one particular item, the click-through rate on that is really high. And sometimes it's not even click-through, it's just education. So you're just telling somebody something, they don't have to go click on anything. All they're doing is just read it. But sometimes if you want them to go to particular product, then you can send them directly to it. And of course, the newsletter tracks everything. So you have all the metrics that you can send to your partner. Pros of newsletter, you can choose where to place the ads, allowing you to maintain control over the newsletter look and feel pretty much. Because you can put little banners in the ad and you can put them anywhere you want. But if it's like a sponsored by, it just goes in a particular spot, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Best practices, balance content and ads, avoid overcrowding your newsletter with ads. A good rule is to keep ads limited to 1 or 2 per newsletter to maintain the value of your content. Best practices, choose relevant sponsors, work with brands and advertise that align with your audience interests. And if your newsletter is travel focused, prioritize ads for travel gears, tours, accommodations, etc. It makes sense, right? Test ad placements, experiment with placing ads at different points in your newsletter. Mid-content ad tend to perform better as readers are more engaged at that point. Although sometimes what I found is if I just put an ad at the beginning, it does much, much better than further down because some people don't go further down. But I always get to the first piece as they open it, right? So you kind of just test it. Track performance. The email marketing software will track the performance for you. Typically, the big ones will do it for you. It'll give you open rates, click-through rates, conversions, and you'll see all that in your email. How to find sponsors for newsletters. You can do direct outreach. So you can jump on, if you go to conferences or something like that, you can just, you know, directly hit up a brand and say, look, I have a newsletter. Here's what I have. Here's the people that's in it. Here's what they do. Here's the demographics. Um, do you want to sponsor? Uh, Direct outreach is tough because oftentimes some of the companies you're trying to reach, they don't advertise directly. They go through an agency. And so you have to go through the agency to get it done. Affiliate programs. If you're working with affiliate marketing, include product recommendation within your newsletter with affiliate links to earn commissions on the sales. So there are different ways for you to actually find ad sponsors. Newsletter ad networks. This is the one that everybody talks about. Um, the this is like it's just companies that work with news with the news. Now, a lot of the Mediavines and the Google and stuff like that, they actually don't do email newsletter sponsorship, which is really interesting. But company like a company called Paved, and what Paved does is Paved, uh, they go look for newsletters and kind of match them up with subscribers. And I think you join the network, and that's how you get the ads. Um, all right, so I'm giving an example. This is how the ads. So it says sponsored by, and you'll see Beehive. I think I kind of skipped over this piece a little bit, but I said there's really only two companies that are doing in terms of newsletters. Um, well, two like Beehive and ConvertKit are the two large newsletter companies that I know of currently that will allow you to put ads in your newsletters through a network. Um, and so it doesn't mean that you can't put ads in your newsletter that you've done yourself. So if you've talked to a brand, you can put an ad in there from that brand and get the brand to pay you directly. And you can come up with whatever you want to do. I normally recommend doing at least 2 to 3 months whenever somebody signs up because it takes a little while. And you can decide how many times during that month you're going to run the ad, maybe once or twice or whatever it is that you want to do. Um, you can even do something like a giveaway, and then you can charge them to do a giveaway in the newsletter. So there are different ways you can do it, but in terms of a network, a newsletter network, that's something that will go through something like a Beehive or a ConvertKit. And how they do it is they basically look at it. There isn't any, you tell them what you're looking, well, they know what your genre is. And then they go and they try to find, they look at all the ads and see who they're looking for and look at your demographics of your people and see if they can match it in essence. So let's take a look at some examples. This is the newsletter that I send out. And so it has a sponsor here. It says Beehive sponsored by, and it's at the beginning of the newsletter. Now this one is done by Morning Brew, and Morning Brew, it says presented by Misa Robotics. That's how these examples are. So you have seen these. They just, I guess, become a part of what you see in your daily basis. Now, further down is where you will see it'll have like a little piece that actually shows the actual ad with the information that they're trying to promote in the ad. So in summary, by using a variety of ad types, banner ads, in-content ads, video ads, native ads, and pop-up ads, travel content creators like yourself can maximize your ad revenue while maintaining a balance between monetization and user experience. Each ad type has its strengths and challenges. By experimenting with placements and monitoring performance, you can optimize for best results. All right. Benefits of incorporating ads on your blog. Passive income, right? Once ads are set up, you can earn with little to no ongoing effort. The income grows as your website traffic increase. Now I know that a lot of people are affected by these Google updates, and it's because now you're not getting as much traffic as you did before, or I should say free traffic as you did before. But always remember that there are many different ways to bring traffic to your blog, and newsletter is one of them. And you could use Pinterest. Um, you could use and I guess I probably need to do a video about different ways of bringing traffic to your blog. Um, you could also do paid advertising, and I talked about paid advertising in another video as well. And the thing is that if you're going to make $10 from someone, and it costs you $2 to make $10, then you've made $8. So you can set up an ad that costs you $2 per person, and you're making $8, and then you're good. I think the problem is that some travel content creators, they don't have a product. So because they don't have a product, the only thing when people come to the site is the ads and the fact that they're on the website, so they make money from the ads. But they don't have a product to capture that customer's information and sell that customer. And so the fact that they have no traffic coming in now, they don't have any additional revenue because they didn't capture the customer information in the back end, which is why you need a newsletter. Okay. Uh, it's scalable. As your blog audience traffic grows, your revenue scales along with it. More visitors equal more ad impressions. Um, on the converse to that is less visitor, less ad impressions. Now, there are a variety of ad networks. There's Google AdSense, Media.net, Mediavine, Ezoic, Raptive, and there's another one called Publift. And so you have a lot of flexibility because there's a lot of ad networks out there. Now the requirements are different, and we're going to talk about those. And there's no product creation return required. So you can earn money without having to create or sell products, focus it entirely on your content creation. But again, if you don't have a product and the traffic dries up, so does the revenue. Okay. And, you know, which is what this slide says, right? It's directly tied to how many visitors your blog receives. And if traffic dips, you're done. And that's the big problem that we have today because of the Google not so helpful content updates, which is pretty devastating because I know some people, they've lost pretty much their entire business is gone because now the traffic that they used to get, they no longer receive that traffic because Google has pretty much decimated it. And so you definitely need to think about different ways that you can get traffic to your blog um, because uh, free search engine optimized traffic is not the only way. You do have to think up a different ways to do it. Um, Challenge and limitation of ad revenue. Low earnings for low traffic blog. If your blog doesn't receive substantial traffic, you're earning some ads, maybe minimal, especially with CPM ads, right? Because it's cost per thousand. And yeah, the less people that come to the blog, the less money that you make. User experience impact. Poorly placed ads or excessive ads can disrupt the user experience, leading to higher bounce rates or lower engagement. This does happen, but again, the major ad networks, what they do is they have a lot of data, and so they know what placements work, what frequency works, and they give you the interface. You can go in interface and say, how often do you want things and things like that. So that they have thought about it. Ad blockers, I talked about Google and I think the iPhone or something like that has ad blockers on your ads. The weird thing about as humans is we want free content, but we want content, but we don't want to pay for it. And so when we try to monetize, because we have to live, when we try to monetize our content, someone puts ad blocking software in. And it's like, well, but I spent a lot of time to give you this information. And watching an ad is a small price to pay because I could also say, okay, Um, if you don't want any ads, I'm going to put all the stuff behind a paywall. I'm going to charge you a monthly fee for it. And then you probably still wouldn't do it. Yeah, so it's very tough to think about how to make money using your blog because you want to make sure the reader has a great experience because that's who you're trying to serve. But you also want to make some money from it so you can keep doing it, so you can keep traveling and keep giving them the information that they need. Okay. So make sure you have to optimize ads for, okay, how to optimize ads for better results. Ensure that the ads do not clutter your site or interrupt the flow of content, which I spent the whole time telling you you should do that. And I go, oh, well, then do that. But you understand what I mean, right? I mean, don't make it too annoying for the readers. And ads should blend naturally with the overall design of your website. And I went to a whole different types of ads that you can use. Test different ad placements. Experiment with ad placement to find a position that works best for your readers and avoid placing too many ads, you know, so you don't annoy your readers again. Use multiple ad types, combining different types of ads. Banner in content video can diversify your revenue stream and improve the user engagement. Test, 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 test. Monitor performance and adjust. Regularly check your ad performance using tools like Google Analytics and adjust placements or ad types based on what works best for your audience. Okay, this is the big part. Ad networks to consider for your blog. Choosing the right ad network is crucial to maximizing your ad revenue, and we're gonna take a look at them. Let's go. Okay, Google AdSense. This, my friends, is the lowest hanging fruit. Every blog should have Google AdSense. Now, it's Google AdSense works based on traffic. The more traffic you get, the more you make. I started with Google AdSense when I first started, and it worked really well because I had quite a bit of traffic. Um, and everything, all the other networks is actually based in Google. Because there's some files that you have to set up and there's some things that you have to do and you have to join the Google Ad Network. And so everything is actually based on Google and AdSense is the basis for all that. Um, AdSense is also, Google has something called AdWords, and AdWords is how you would advertise. So if you needed to advertise on Google.com and you type something and you see all those ads on the side, those come through Google AdWords. But just go to google.com slash or go to adsense.google.com/start. And this will show you how to sign up for AdSense. You know, they'll ask you for like banking information because they need to send you your money when you do. And when you get $100 every month, you get a check or you get something deposited in your account, however you need to do it. But you have to get the traffic. The traffic is what will do this. And, you know, I guess I probably should do something on search engine optimization. Although with Google, it's so difficult these days to do that. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Didn't get enough sleep last night. Okay, so that's AdSense. And this is kind of what it when you go to the AdSense webpage, this is kind of what you see, and you click on the sign up button and you sign up. It is hooked up to your Google account, so it'll always ask you to sign into your Google account. Okay. AdSense is best for beginners, small blogs, with diverse content. So you can do anything with AdSense, and it doesn't matter how many people you have coming to the blog, it's fine. And then you get an interface, and it shows you it goes through the interface, and it shows you how to set the blog up, how to set the ads up, and then you put the little code on your website, and then you go back later, and you see the ads show up. That's kind of how it works, and you have all different types of ads that you can put in there. The payout model is cost per click and cost per 1,000 impressions. So The more people come to your site and see it, you get paid. And if they click, you get paid. That's how that works. Pros, it's easy to set up. Access to a huge range of advertisers suitable for most blogs, regardless of traffic size. Cons, it's a lower payout for low traffic size, and ad placement control is limited, and customization options are just, basic because it's the lowest hanging fruit, but it's a fruit you should get. All right, Media.net. This is one of the premium ad networks. It's contextual ad network powered by Yahoo and Bing. Offers higher CPMs compared to Google AdSense, especially for blogs with a clear niche. Media.net contextual ad means that ads match the content of your blog. That's what the sign up page the page looks like, and you click on sign up and you can go sign up. Now, Media.net is good for niche blogs with focused topic, example, travel and photography, travel content creation. Payout is cost per impression, cost per thousand impressions, CPMs. Requirements. They don't seem to have any page requirements. Some of these that we'll talk about actually have requirements. Like, you have to pretty staunch requirements to get in there. But Media.net doesn't seem to have when you apply, and then I guess they look at your blog and figure if you qualify or not. Pros, higher payouts for niche blog, provides both display and native ad options, better customer support compared to AdSense, because Google doesn't really talk to you. And the approval process is stricter and may reject smaller blogs, but you're limited to fewer advertisers compared to Google. Google is the behemoth. Mediavine. Mediavine is the company that I would say 7 out of 10 travel bloggers use. Um, but it's solely based on traffic. So Mediavine is one of the most reputable ad networks for high traffic bloggers. They focus on optimizing their ad placement to ensure a good balance between user experience and earnings. Mediavine partners with premium advertisers, which result in higher payouts for bloggers. Mediavine is a super good company. They really, really, really do well. And this is what their page looks like. They have like an interface. You can go in and you can adjust. You can tell it what you want, where you want to place things, how often you want. It's really good. Okay, so it's best of blogs with over 50,000 monthly sessions. Travel, lifestyle, food blogs perform really, really well because Mediavine actually has a plugin, which is I want to say it's a foodie plugin, and they do really well with recipes. And they pay on cost per thousand impressions. That's kind of how they go. So the more people that sees your information, the more you get paid, which is why the Google content update that was not so helpful really wrecked people's business. For Mediavine, this is the link. I'm going to place the link in the description for you. So you need I might have met I actually flipped this around. Um there's just a slight error here. So maybe I need to fix it. Let me stop sharing. Okay. So let's look at the requirements for Mediavine. There's a link here, and I'm going to include that link in the description. But they're looking at 50,000 sessions in your previous 30 days per your Google Analytics or whatever analytics that you have. You need a good standing with Google AdSense because Google AdSense is what is uh, fueling the ads, but they're coming through the private network, which is Mediavine. Original content in any niche as a lifestyle publisher, whatever you're gonna, basically whatever you have is good. Um, and long form engaging content. Long form because the longer the reader stays on the page, the more money you make from the ads. Um, Short content doesn't make money with online with ads. So that's why. Now, if you have they reckon it used to be 25,000. And they recognize that a lot of people, well, they changed it to 50 because I guess they had too many people. But then they recognize that a lot of people are not going to reach the 50,000 mark anyway. So they came up with a 10,000 category. And I guess, the rates are different and things like that. So if you have a 10,000, then you get what's it called, Mediavine Journey, which is another part of their program. And if you have 50,000, then you get the regular Mediavine stuff. Okay. Pros, they're high paid and premium advertisers, excellent customer support and resource to help bloggers optimize their earnings, high quality, non-intrusive ads that prioritize user experience, higher traffic requirements though. That's a con because it's 50,000 and strict application process focus on quality content. And it's not necessarily a con, but it's just something you have to think about when you go to do the application. Now, there's another company called Publift. Publift is an ad tech platform that helps publishers maximize their ad revenues by using intelligent ad optimization tools. It integrates with Google Ad Manager and various ad networks to offer customized ad placements, ensuring higher earnings while maintaining user experience. Publift automates the process of ad management, allowing publishers to focus on content creation, similar to what the other platforms do. That's what the screen looks like. You can sign up or book a demo. You can send them an email. Now, it's best a website with at least 500,000 monthly page views. So you thought Mediavine was bad at 50,000, right? They need 500,000 page views. And these are all monthly, right? And so it works well for blogs and travel, lifestyle, food, and tech. That's a link to the requirements, which I'll include in the description. And but the requirements are really strict. First, your blog, it's got to be a blog that's making money. So you need at least $2,000 a month is what your blog going to be making. And you need at least 500,000 page views. And the traffic, it needs to be consistent and genuine. So you can't have any underhanded thing going on in order to get traffic. Now there are blogs that do this, that have this kind of traffic out there. But just to get an idea of what they do. They do CPM is cost per thousand, programmatic ads, using real-time bidding across multiple demand partners. So this is like the big boys. There are multiple network integration, works with multiple ad networks to ensure higher competition and maximize revenue. Public uses AI and machine learning algorithms to optimize ad placement and ad formats, customizable ad experience, offers non-intrusive, high-quality ad formats to enhance user experience. Hands-free ad management. Publift manages everything from setup to optimization, providing detailed analytics and reports. There is no setup fee. Publift offers a performance-based revenue share with model with no upfront cost. Here's a con. They require 500,000, monthly session, monthly page use for eligibility. And the revenue share model, they operate on a revenue share model, which means a percentage of your ad earnings is shared with this platform. I think some of the others do something similar but slightly different. Sometimes what happens is that the ad companies will charge the advertisers a fee, but the money you make from the CPMs, which now you should know what that means, right? Cost per mil, or cost per thousand. You get to keep that. Now, I think with some of the publishers, some of the ad networks, if you get to a certain threshold, you get a lot more of what you're making because you're at a certain threshold. Now there's Ezoic. Ezoic is another company which is AI-based ad optimization platform. It uses machine learning to optimize the placement and boost revenue while maintaining a positive user experience. Great for bloggers looking to maximize earnings through customized ad placement. And if you can't get into Mediavine, this is a good place to start because this is what the homepage looks like when you go. And it's best for mid-sized blogs looking for advanced optimization. It does CPM, cost per thousand impressions. No page views limits for new signups. And I'm going to I'm going to include this link in the description so you have that. But that's another one of the good things, right? So AdSense has no page view Ezoic has no page views. Media.net has no page view requirements. So you're not all lost. You can make money on your blog even with less than 10,000. Now the pros about Ezoic, it's AI-based optimization that continue just to improve ad revenue. User experience controls to prevent disruptive ads, suitable for medium-sized blog that may not meet Mediavine requirements. But in a con, it requires technical setup. It is really difficult to set up. Um, they have this long thing you have to go through, and then I don't know. It's just I hope it's probably a little better now. But when I signed up initially for one of the blogs that I have, it's really difficult to set up. But and some bloggers report lower page view times. But just test it, see if it works for you. It may not work for you, but you can try it. Now, there's another one called Raptive. Now, Raptive is a combination of two companies, AdThrive, and I forget what the name of the other company is, but two companies came together. They're very similar to Raptive, to Mediavine. They're known for high payouts and premium placements, and they're one of the best options to blog with established high volume traffic. This is what the homepage looks like. And actually on here, it reminds me who the companies are. It was Cafe Media and AdThrive is who came together, and I guess they merged and they became Raptive. They're best of blogs with over 100,000 page views per month, and Raptive works best for lifestyle, travel, and food, and they do cost per 1,000 impressions, CPM. Similar to, all of them will do CPMs, but it's just a matter of, can I get in at, whatever my page views are. And this is why traffic is such a big thing, because you need the traffic. You have to figure out how to get the traffic. And everyone is doing search engine optimization, which works. However, when Google did all their thing, you would search for something and the blogs don't show up anymore. So you're not getting as much traffic as you used to get. And just like when during COVID and like 2020, 2021, your revenue went down because no one was coming to the blog, no one was searching, no one was going anywhere. And so I think I think I collected maybe $50 one month, or $500, I forget it was, but it was really awful what you would get because nobody was doing anything. So these are the requirements for Raptive. Google Analytics installed with a minimum of 100,000 monthly page views. Majority of traffic from US, Canada, UK, Australia, or New Zealand, and unique original content that engages the audience, and it's a great fit for your advertisers. So one of the things when you apply for these networks, so don't apply for Raptive unless you have 100,000, because if you have anything less, not going to work. Pros, highest paid in the industry due to the premium advertisers, customize ad placement, optimize revenue while ensuring user experience, hands-on support and resource to maximize your earnings, very high traffic threshold, long application process. Long application process with strict guidelines. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Best practice for choosing the right ad network. You're gonna have to match your traffic, right? Start with lower barrier networks like Google AdSense or Media.net. If your traffic is under 50,000 per month, as your traffic grows, consider transitioning to Mediavine or Raptive. And remember that Mediavine would actually do 10,000. So that might not be, you can make sure you always check that. Evaluate the payout models. Depending on your audience engagement and traffic volume, choose a network that offers the best payout model for your needs, CPC, cost per click, or CPM, cost per 1,000. Ad quality versus quantity. Premium ad networks like Mediavine and Raptive emphasize user experience by offering fewer but higher quality ads that result in higher payouts without overwhelming your readers. One thing to remember is that people complain about like, I'm getting too much of this ads, and I go, well, the ad you get is based on what you do around the internet. Um, some of the advertisers will say no, they use it based on who you are, but um, I know that if I'm trying to fly somewhere and I'm searching for stuff for that place. Every time I go to even my own website, I will see ads like that. So I know that's what typically happens. But I don't know. So how do you get started with it, right? I've talked your head off about how to make money with it, but how do I really get started? You got to sign up on an ad network like Google AdSense. Like if you have no ad networks on your website, go sign up for Google AdSense. If you get nothing out of this video, go sign up for Google AdSense. Um, it will be pennies, but it's pennies you didn't have before. And it will take you a little while to collect it because you have to get to $100, or I think it's $50. It's $100. I think you have to get to $100 for you to get a check. But when you get that first check, it is so sweet. So do it. Um, if you're in WordPress, Google will show you how to place the code. If you're not in WordPress, Google will still show you the place to code, but it's a little different because now you have to go mess with the backend. With WordPress, you can get some plugins and you can just put the information in the plugins and the plugins added to the website and you're done. Optimize the mobile because most of you people are in mobile. So make sure that your website is already optimized for mobile. So when they start showing the ad, it doesn't overwhelm what they see. I know on some websites, they're fine on desktop, but when you go to mobile, things get overlap and ads and things like that. Monitor the performance. Use Google Analytics or your ad network dashboard to track the clicks. These ad networks, they give you really, really good analytics so you can see what's working and what's not working. So it's always good to do that. Um, okay. Evaluate your traffic. This is your path to passive ad revenue. Ensure you have a steady flow of visitors before applying for ad networks. Um, this is why it's good to have a newsletter because if you have a newsletter, you know that when you send your newsletter out, you get maybe 5, 6, 7,000 people coming back to your website and looking at what well, at least they're opening your newsletter and then they're clicking through and coming, into your website. So you're driving traffic to your website all the time. If you have a product, so which means that you create something and people have to come to your website to use that something, then that creates traffic to your blog. If you have a Facebook page and you talk about, oh, I just did a post on how to go to New York, and you drive people to your website to look at that, or you do a Instagram post or Instagram story because Instagram doesn't really do the links, which is really annoying. But let's say you do or a LinkedIn post or something that will drive traffic back to your blog, or you do a Pinterest post or a Flipboard post. So there's lots of different ways that you can do. Search engine optimization is good, but it's the lazy way. And Google has put the kibosh on that. So you're gonna have to think of a different way to get people to your website. Then, you apply for the network. Again, I said start with AdSense, experiment with ad placement, test different placements to maximize revenue without disrupting user experience. But you're gonna disrupt the user experience anyway. So I should say minimal disruption of the user experience and monitor and adjust. Regular track your ad performance and maintenance adjustments to improve your earnings. Test, 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 test. Oh my God. I think that's it. So if you're ready to monetize, subscribe for more tips. I'm there's a lot of these videos in here. This is the one on ad revenue. And so subscribe to the channel. And so when you get whenever I have something new, you'll get notified. If you not subscribed, you won't get any notification that I've sent something out. Um, and leave a comment or a question because I want to understand what's going on with you. What are you making money with? What's bugging you? What's not working? What's working? Because if you tell me that, then I can go do more research and bring you more information and give you my own personal experience from what I've seen from trying to monetize on my own website. Uh, so I guess thank you for watching. And I didn't go through and tell you what I told you after I told you. But basically, in this video, we talked about what the ad networks are, why it makes sense to use the ad networks in your as part of your monetization, and what you definitely need to do. And the number one thing you need to do, right? Go sign up for Google AdSense if you don't have Google AdSense signed up already. So anyway, thank you for your time. Follow me for more insights on travel blogging and monetization. This is Kerwin with Travel Blogger 101. Good luck with monetizing using ad revenue. Talk to you soon.